Welcome, this is alertwolf here, bringing you another review. This one is of Blast of Tempest, and I think this one's called uh, Boyfriend. So yeah, Blast of Tempest, Episode 9, Boyfriend. And basically, this one starts out, the spear user is attacking, is about to attack the army. Um, and then Samon is explaining to them how the talisman walkie-talkie thing works and how one of them must have been destroyed, and so this one latched onto the one in the past. And Samon basically says you guys have lost. It's over. Give up your talismans. I have no quarrel with you. Go home. And you'll be spared. And so Yamamoto is a Yamamoto. Yoshino, not Yamamoto. Yamamoto would be the chick, but I'll talk about it later. Anyway, Yoshino, he's like, yeah, I guess, I gotta get this stuff back. I mean, and the princess has trouble believing that she was really allowed to die. If things go wrong, you're gonna need her power. He's like, yeah, but you think I've only had 4 months to plan for this? I've had 2 years. I don't need you. So, so that's what's going on there. And sorry. And so, I've been under the weather this last week. So again, my voice is going to be a little off, and I'm going to be coughing a lot. But yeah. So she's wondering why she couldn't figure it out, and all that, and and basically, sorry, and basically, she's hit rock bottom, and pretty much Mahiro, he's like, hey, don't hate me because I got to throw you away now. Basically, she's like, no, I understand, and so he takes the thing, throws it off, and he points the gun at him, and he's like, what? Meanwhile, the spear user is kicking the army's ass. And basically, this is what's badass about fighting. Again, their magic is defensive, not really offensive. So they're trying to wear down his shield so they can kill him and stop him. So they're wearing down his shields and and he's just trying to get to the tanks, and he's being shot at by tanks. This is pretty awesome. This is this is probably the only real fighting we get in the episode, but still very good. They thought they had him. He used the super speed thing and avoided it, and then he sacrificed the tank to the tree of Genesis. Now remember, whenever they sacrifice weapons to Genesis, their power grows exponentially. They become infinitely more powerful than what they were 2 seconds before. So he sacrifices a tank. He starts whomping on the army. Basically, that's what's going down. And now the army starts to freak out because they can't put a dent in his shield anymore. And he's just going from spot to spot, making little sacrifices as he needs because he can make their tanks disappear. So, all right. So back to the main plot here. So now it looks like Mahiro's trying to negotiate a deal. He's like, I'll open fire right now. He's like, again, what part of this don't you understand? I can give 2 shits about this world. This isn't about this. And he's like, all right, so what's your request? And Simone's thinking things through, and he's freaked out by this kid, first off. And he goes, "What's your request?" He goes, "Well, uh, I need to track down my sister's killer." And he goes, "Well, I need to know the place." He goes, "Listen, well, we don't need all that. I already did it. According to the princess, it was somebody from your clan that did it. Unless she would lie about that." And he's like, "No, the princess wouldn't lie about it." And so it's like, okay, that's crazy. And then his head is going, if somebody really did use magic to kill his sister, that's unforgivable. That's a capital offense. So he orders his subordinate through a walkie-talkie, a real one this time. Uh, I think it's a real one. Who knows? But yeah, I don't even remember now. But he orders his subordinate to try to track down. He gives him the date, because Mahiro gave him the date of and where it happened, to try to track down this information, to try to track down his killer. Because basically, he's like, "Listen, I'll side with you and allow this shit to go down if you give me the killer, and I'll kill him right here. I'll take him out myself with my own two hands." Now, basically, uh, Yoshino, he's thinking to himself, he's like, "This is crazy. This is nuts." He's like, "This guy's impressive." He's like, "This has always been about finding out the killer. He really didn't care about the world." And he picks up the Tiki walkie-talkie, and he starts talking to the princess. He's like, "Are you really going to give up this easily?" And she's like, "Well, I'm dead, I guess." And she quotes out of Hamlet. Now, throughout this whole anime, the subtext has been Hamlet, what they quote to each other. But then he remembers a flashback, uh, and the flashback is of him and the sister there, him and his girl, and he's like, "Would you stop quoting Hamlet?" She goes, "What? It's sad." And, and he tells the story, and of everybody dies because it's Hamlet. She goes, "So, well, technically, if this were Hamlet and we related to our lives, you two, if anything were to happen to me, you two would kill each other." She goes, "See, that would never happen. We'd never kill each other, you know." And she goes, "Well, if you don't want a tragedy," and she quotes something else, which relates to the situation, a mage, an island, I forget, and I forget what was the third thing, but I'm sure it had to do with that, and she goes, in that one, it doesn't end in a tragedy, and that one's called the Tempest, hence the title Blast of Tempest, or I forget the Japanese version of this show. It's, hold on, let me look. Blast of Tempest. Yeah, bad. All right. Setsuno no Tempest, the Civilization Blaster, which the Civilization Blaster is still the subtitle of the show, but whatever. Okay, so um, so he's like, wait a minute. If nobody dies, and this, if we're not in the in Hamlet, if we're in the Tempest, this is why I'm supposed to remember this. If somehow she knew this was her way of warning me, and then wheels start turning in his head, because again, he's the cold as ice one. He cold and analytical. That's his personality, and he's like, hey, puts on the talisman. He's like, if this is my role, then this is my role, and I have to make sure it's not a tragedy for either side. So he goes, hey, Mahiro, I'm gonna need to borrow that talisman, and throws a freaking light grenade. He blinds himself. No, he covers his eyes, and he keeps trying to attack him to get the gun, and defensive magic keeps blocking, and Simone is freaking out. He's like, what the fuck are these kids doing? Oh man, this is I just got to deal with the crazy kid. Now this kid's going nuts on me too. So he's like, what's going on? And there was a part of him when dealing with Mahiro in the beginning, he's like, "Is this all the will of the tree of Genesis?" He goes, "Nah, it can't be because he just betrayed the princess, right?" But anyway, so they start fighting. Sort of. He's just flash grenading him. He's like, "Where did you get flash grenades?" He's like, what, would you believe I ordered them? Mail ordered? Whatever." So he's trying to get the gun from him, and Simon rushes in to like stop him, which pisses off Mahiro. He's like, "Yo, dude, you're not to touch my friend." He goes, "He was trying to take the gun from me. He was never gonna get the gun from me." He goes, "This is against your thing too." He goes, "I don't fuck with my friend. This is between us. We fight sometimes, you know." And then all of this was his strategy because he left the barrel with the skeleton alone. Then he switches places with Simone basically, and he's on top of the hill with the barrel with the thing, and he goes, and this is where the wheels start to turn, baby. He goes, and it's starting to get really good. We get a quick flash of more whopping and romping through of the spear user of the army, and the army's in disarray when Evangeline Yamamoto shows up with her own spear. And she's like, she's like, "Ooh, I finally get to tangle with you on even footing." And he's like, "What? Who are you?" And she's like, "I'm Evelyn Yamamoto, and I'm 28 and unemployed." And so now you get for the next episode, it's gonna be these two fighting, spear versus spear. So that's gonna be good. But back to the thing. He says, "Listen, are you fine with this ending?" He's talking to Mahiro. This is Yoshino now. "Are you fine with things turning out like this, with such a tragedy for an ending?" He goes, what would you want me to do? You know, she's basically dead already, and turning to him is a viable alternative. He goes, "Well, what if I were to tell you that she's not dead, that I can bring her back?" Or I and he's like, "Listen, you can't bring people back from the dead. I know." He's like, "I know we can't bring anybody back from the dead. I know we can't bring her back from the dead. But what I'm saying is, what if she's not dead? What if I can bring her here?" And Samo starts panicking. He's like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, but even if you did bring her back, what's in it for me?" And then he says something. He's like, "Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll let you know who her boyfriend is." He's like, "What?" And he starts to shake. He's like, "Yeah, if you don't deal with me, you'll never know. You'll go to your grave never knowing who she used to date." He goes, "Are you fucking with me, lying with me? You know who did this?" In his head, he's like, "Yeah, of course I know. I'm the one who dated her. Oops." You know? So he goes, "Yeah, we bring her back, I'll tell you everything." And he's like, "All right." And Simone's freaking out. He's like, are we serious? No, who gives a shit about some girl's boyfriend? You know? And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Hey man, I don't know what you're hearing." He's like, "Well, and then the hero goes, "Listen, you have until they come back with my killer to prove to me that you can do this and bring her back, and then I'll side with you. But if not, I'm siding with him." And he's like, and someone's like, "What?" He's like, "Listen, it's gonna take him a while for you to find the killer anyway. We're just killing time." He goes, "Yeah, I guess so." He's like, "And besides, why are you worried? If you're the one who told me she's dead, why are you worried? Why do you look panicked?" And so there you go. Um, and you know, the episode ends uh, with Yoshino right about to say what happened, like, or his theory of how to bring her back. So he's like, "Yeah, here's my theory." And then the episode ends. Um, Hold on, let me quickly do this. See what's the name of the next episode. Excuse me. And well, I thought this episode was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. It's a right blend. This show has a right blend of action, drama, suspense and good storytelling. You know, and it's always paced really well, in my opinion. And the animation is just amazing. Um, and we're getting close to the climax. So the episode 10 is going to be, I think, hold on. It looks like, you know, it's you get scenes of the spear user fighting. You get scenes of the army attacking. June's there, and it's a valid theory. It's a logical theory, and how to make a time machine is episode 10. So, I guess they're bringing back the princess in the next episode, hopefully, and that would be good. So to finally have the main characters in the same spot at the same time. Again, what I like about it is none of this is black and white. Because we don't know who the true villain is. Because again, Samon, in his point of view, is doing the right thing to save the planet. The army, from their point of view, is doing the right thing to save Japan. Uh, you know, Yoshino, from his point of view, is doing the right thing to save the princess and to try to find a non-tragic resolution to this event. But it's obvious Samon did not kill the sister, because if he did, he wouldn't be thinking, like, I wonder who the fuck did this. Like, so it's going to be interesting to see who is really responsible for the death of the sister, because I would suggest they were more of the villains of the show. I really like how everything is not cut and dry. I mean, Mahiro in no way is a hero, and he's sort of, he's not even like he's almost like an anti-hero. He is definitely not a pure good guy, and neither is Yoshino. He's sneaky. He devises counter plans, man. So I mean, I really like the show in general. And again, this episode was really good. It was a great blend. I'm gonna give this one a 4 out of 5. Yeah, a 4 out of 5 is right. I thought this was a great episode. It's building that anticipation to the climax of the show. We only have, I believe, 3 more episodes left, and so things are getting really good. And especially the way they ended it this week, you just can't wait for that next week's episode. So this is Alert Wolf here, telling you to click it up if you like it. Oh, you know what? Before I even go there, just a quick comment, quick note. This, you know, today I've put out my 50th video. My channel has cleared 10,000 views. And I mentioned this in the 50th video, and this would be the 52nd video out on my channel. But I figured I'd reiterate it because that one's on a movie review, and they don't get that many views, but this one does. So, yeah, man, my channel's only been going since the last day or two before September, so basically since November. And I feel like we're headed in the right direction. Again, if you guys have any shows you think I should be doing, or anything like that, or any suggestions, just don't hesitate to let me know. The only negative I could say is my subscriber count is kind of low. It's only at 19. If you compare that to the views, which is like 10,000, there is a little bit of disparaging equality there. But that's all right. I figure I can work on that. And, you know, I appreciate the support. So this is Alert Wolf telling you, click it up if you like it, comment if you must, and please subscribe if you can. Alright, this is Alert Wolf signing off.